Billie Eilish, Millie Bobby Brown, and Bella Harris statements denying any wrongdoing on Drake's behalf has resurfaced and state there was no inappropriate behavior. It seems as though some diss tracks containing quite harsh insults have been levied by the two African-American music industry creators at each other, and the beef is quite harsh. If they're asking me like, what's like the best way to suck his then I'd be like, bruh, this is not a conversation for me. You need to go talk to somebody else. Maybe that would make sense, yeah. But if somebody's talking to me like, oh, do you think if I have sex with this guy in a hot tub, is it true that I can't get pregnant? Yeah, I'd probably have some advice for them. Make sure you either have protection, make sure that you have plan B or whatever, because you're gonna destroy. Yeah, of course I would give advice. What do you mean?
You don't think it's weird that most people would find it strange that you're engaged in this conversation with this 13-year-old?
I just don't think about things like that, I guess. What would most people find weird? There are things that I think are right and wrong, and I try to roughly adhere to the things that I believe are right or wrong. I don't think that I would ever consider in my mind, like, what is, yeah, like, how would somebody perceive this?
Well, I love him. You know, that stays in the text messages. What about your relationship?
You know what, chat? Guys, here's a crazy take. Here's a crazy take. You ready to hear this? Ready to this? It's more concerning that you guys find this concerning. It is actually concerning that you think it's concerning. Brother, if there's no weird shit or weird hints or a problem, it's usually because there isn't. You making a scenario in your head or making this weird thing where there's a problem or something is happening makes you sound and look like some weirdo, disgusting pig with like really odd scenarios in your head. You're just weird. Like, you're just odd. Like, to just think of all these scenarios.
Well, I love him. You know, that stays in the text messages. What about your relationship?
The thing is that, like, there's like two competing thoughts. One is that he's right. But also, the second thing is, I would just assume, like, I would pick the bear. I would assume all men are right. I would just never trust it. Which it's not fair. But I don't think I would, like, assume anything bad happened unless I saw proof of it. But I just don't know. I don't understand celebrities. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. There are so many girls that message me. If they're underage, I just say like, okay, well, message me in a few years, bye. Or we just don't talk to them. Why? I don't understand how you get these guys. Drake has to have a billion women that want to f him. Why even go for like minors? Why not just like, or let's say that you like young girls. Why not just 18-year-old girls? Like, certainly of all the girls that are DMing you, why not just when who's 18 and looks younger and does it for you? Why would you? I just don't understand. Why? It's just like the dumbest age range to fucking. It's not fucking, the allegation is grooming. Yeah, I don't even know. Maybe he did. Honestly, I feel like I looked into this Drake shit like 2 years ago, and I was like, I don't know. And then I realized I didn't give a fuck about celebrities. I was like, I don't know. They're enticed by it not being allowed forbidden fruit. Why? Like, allowed how? It's not allowed to kill, or you're not allowed to kill people. Like, it's pretty easy to go by a grade school and start like beating the shit out of first graders. Like, why? What's even the? And also, oof, I'm about to be very out of touch and diva crazy, okay? And I'm sorry if that sounds weird, okay? But if you're a celebrity, it's not hard to fuck, like, young people. Like, it's not even like it's a challenge. Like, do you think Drake goes to high school and is like, okay, I'm gonna spin my hottest game just so I can fuck as many 16-year-olds as possible? Like, what's even the thrill? It's not like there's a challenge for him. Is it just because it's illegal? Why not just go to why not go to like Kansas and smoke some weed? That's illegal. Like, God, I just don't understand it. They missed out on fucking underage girls when they were also a minor, so now they're making up for lost time. Why not find a girl your age, get pictures of her when she was a minor, and then tape them to the back of her head, and then you can fuck the same chick and imagine you were doing it 30 years ago. Bam. You cannot reason this shit. It's the same with the Epstein shit, no? The Epstein stuff was never as bad as it sounded like. What Epstein told the woman was like, go to New York and find young girls or whatever, and like 1 or 2 of them were minors, is what it seems like. But most of them were like 18 to 22 or whatever. That's what it seems like the majority of it was. But the celebrity shit, the rape and the pedophilia, I never understood from male influencers. The raping and the pedophilia. You have so many women that are throwing themselves at you. So much willing people to fuck. Why minors and why rape people? It's just, you don't need to. But maybe they enjoy, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Say what Tate did want bad then. Minimize what Tate did at Destiny. What? It's the same logic as when a cat sits with the non-cat person. What am I? Am I even? I don't know. Am I still? I don't know what's happening. Hold on. I gotta. Jesus, you guys are. Pedophilia is like when the cat sits with the non-cat person.
What about your relationship with Drake? Tell me about your friendship. How did this all come about?
I love him. I met him in Australia, and he's honestly so fantastic and a great friend and a great role model. You know, we just text each other the other day, and he was like, "I miss you so much." I was like, "I miss you more." He's coming to Atlanta, so I'm definitely gonna go and see him. I'm so excited. Yeah.
What advice does he give you? Like, what does he say?
About boys. He helps me.
What?
Yeah. He's great. He's wonderful. I love him.
What's his advice with boys?
You know, that stays in the text messages.
What is the implication? Hold on, wait. Is it what? I'm not getting sucked into the rap beef thing. Is there even any evidence that he's actually grooming any of these people, or is it just that he has friends that are young? Has anything actually come out, or if you had a 14-year-old daughter, would you let Drake text them "I miss" and such? I feel like it just depends on the relationships. There's way more. Watch the ABBA and Preach vid. Oh boy. Boy advice to a 14-year-old? Sure, why? I don't know why. I feel like I've been in situations where people have a sibling along or some young girl starts talking about some dumb shit. Yeah, usually you'll say something, especially as an older guy. Watch out for this, or be careful when people do that, or don't fall for this. Yeah, I feel like I've had these conversations before. Why? I feel like, I swear to God, I'm not trying to virtue signal. Maybe it's because I'm 35, or maybe it's because I'm a parent. I have no problem talking with a lot of things with like a 13, 14, 15-year-old girl without feeling like the overwhelming compulsion to f them, or even see them that sexually. It's just not something that, it just like wouldn't ever be a thing. They're high schoolers, but like real high schoolers, not like Hollywood high schoolers that are like 27. They're like, they go to restaurants and they're loud and annoying and they sound like children, and I think it's weird when people are like if you talk to a 14-year-old girl, is the assumption you're gonna them immediately, or that like you can't resist? I don't know. I could see conversations being creepy. There are definitely like contexts where I could see conversations being creepy. And if I knew a guy was talking to a 14-year-old, I probably just assume he's trying to actually. I probably would assume. I would make that assumption actually. I don't know, dude. Let's see. You're weird if right now you're texting with a 14-year-old girl to give them boys advices. So here's a few things that I'll say, okay? And I don't know how much this will even connect with a normal person. So let's back up a little bit, okay? 14-year-olds no, I'm just kidding. Okay, backing up a little bit. One of the reasons why like a college kid, like a 19-year-old hooking up with a 17-year-old, okay? One of the reasons why in the past something like this could be seen as like really weird, even though there's only a 2-year age gap, is because like by the time you go to college, if you're going to high schools to like pick up girls or hit on girls, that's just really weird. You shouldn't be occupying the same spaces. Once you get to college, especially when you're 21 and older, even going to parties with minors is like weird. Like, and it's lame. Why, I don't want to be like, why are there minors at this party? Who invited like freshmen, underclassmen, or high schoolers to this party? This is just like lame, right? So you don't really have, there's just no, you're not hanging out with them. You just shouldn't be in the same places, right? One thing that's changed things a lot is the internet. Because now you're in areas where like a 14-year-old and a 25-year-old might be significantly cooperating. You might be playing on the same team. You might be part of the same guild. You might be working on whatever online. And now you're in these environments. And when you throw people in environments, men and women together over extended period of time, people will doesn't matter if they're minors, doesn't matter if they're bosses and employees, doesn't matter if they're teachers and students, doesn't matter. It will happen, whether you like it or not. Traditionally, most of the judgment came from like, why are you even putting yourself in those situations? Like, why the are you as a XYZ person hanging around a bunch of kids? Like that just isn't a bad idea. Whereas now it's a lot more mixed. So going to the next part of this, I'm going to say it wouldn't surprise me, but I'm hedging too much. I'll make a stronger statement. Didn't Destiny work in fast food? Yeah, but when I worked in fast food, I think it was different when I was a kid. I don't know if this is a boomer self-report or maybe it was just unique to where I was. When I was working at McDonald's, there were two types of people that worked in fast food. There were like high schoolers and like barely college people. And then there were really old people. You didn't find like a huge age range of people working at fast food. Is that different now? Or it's like if you were working at McDonald's and you clock in, your manager or supervisor might be a little older, but otherwise everybody working there is incredibly young, or you have a couple really old people for whatever reason. Yeah. Oh, but anyway, so one thing I was going to say is I'm willing to bet that, I bet that I don't think I like this guy. I bet that celebrities probably tend to stick with their own. So if you're in a certain circle and you're meeting other celebrities, you're probably more likely to talk to them because chances are the girl can get, have a conversation with Drake and it's not, I'm assuming she's a celebrity, right? Is she? If she's on that mat, I'm assuming she is. You can have like a conversation with a celebrity and you're not as worried about it leaking or weird shit happening versus like an ordinary person, right? So Stranger Things. Okay. Do you find any hotties when you worked at McDonald's? Proximity totally makes sense for why Millie and Drake are talking. Yeah, it's a proximity thing. Are there hotties that work at McDonald's? Yeah, but they were only hot because like the meth hadn't taken the toll on them yet. Do you think that Drake is giving her boy advice between slots when he streams on Kick? Oh, good one.
Today's topic is Drake a predator? Obviously, we'll talk about the beef in general at some point, but I want to talk about this specifically because initially Kendrick called him a certified lover boy, certified pedophile. And he was talking about his crew, how there's a lot of them who are doing this. And now Drake took 3 days. Right? At first, all he did was respond to the fake allegation of the child, and he went, "Oh, I don't have no kid. If somebody can find them." And then it was like, "So that's what you respond to, but you don't respond to the kiddo stuff?" And then on his latest track, he talked about it. It's so funny to me because I think he thought this reply track was going to be good, but all it did was dig his hole. He said, "Speaking of anything with a child, let's get to that now. The Epstein angle was the shit that I expected." Why would you expect that? Oh yeah, the internet don't play. So how about we start the one that he brought up out of nowhere for no reason?
Molly Bobby Brown.
Let's say y'all got a 14.
What if you found out Dan was texting Nathan on a regular basis? You know and trust him. Would that still be weird? I mean, like, no, I think it super depends on all the context. Like, this is super contextual. Like, literally, like, did anybody ever think it was weird that Walt Jr. and Hank were close? And it's like, well, that's kind of inappropriate. Walt Jr. is like 16 years old, and Hank is, his uncle-in-law? What is the relation? His mom. It's family? They're literally family? Well, no, hold on. They're in-laws. They're not literally family, right? What is the, I'm trying to think of the relation. Isn't it the mom's sister's husband? It's called an uncle? Wait, do you not have in-laws for your uncles? Can you have an uncle-in-law? That counts as family? If that counts as family, that's like the dumbest loophole ever. That doesn't even make sense. I can't my sister. We're family. Is that, wait, what? I don't know. I'm lost. I don't know what we're talking about. So if Drake marries this girl's mom's brother, would that make it okay if he's giving her advice then? What do we I don't even know what you guys are talking about. Technically, it's an uncle-in-law, but nobody calls it that. If you have an aunt, do you not call her husband your uncle? Uncles are always in-law, no? No. Wait, what? You guys are killing... Wait, I don't even know what I'm being told right now. My mom's sister is my aunt. My mom's brother is my uncle. If my mom's brother married a woman, that would just be my aunt, I guess. But it's like an aunt-in-law. Why are there no aunt-in-laws? Why no uncle, aunt, in-laws? Because we have to stop giving a shit somewhere. The line in the sand must be drawn. Okay.
Your daughter. She talking about a man in his late 20s this way. What y'all think?
What about your relationship with Drake? Tell me about your friendship. How did this all come about? I love him. I met him in Australia, and he's honestly so fantastic and a great friend and a great role model. You know, we just texted each other the other day, and he was like, "I miss you so much." I was like, "I miss you more." He's coming to Atlanta, so I'm definitely going to go and see him. I'm so excited. Yeah.
What advice does he give you? Like, what does he say?
About boys. He helps me.
What?
Yeah. He's great. He's wonderful. I love him.
What's his advice with boys?
You know, that stays in the text messages.
So you out here texting 14-year-olds saying, "I miss you so much," and texting them about dating and boys. Does that sound like professional development?
Oh, me. It's so, like, it's so context dependent. I feel stupid because I feel like people are trying, like, this could be the most innocuous thing ever. Like, what's like a flirty, there you go. Like, this would be like, in this context, I miss you so much. This would be like, this would be really weird. Right? This is weird and kind of inappropriate. Right? But like, if it's like, what, I don't know, what would they have even done together? At the reception room? At the party? I don't know. At the, I don't know, it's somewhat, where do you hang out and just chill? In a way that doesn't sound weird. I don't know. Like, if there's like some conversation like this, it's like way different, right? Like, it can be like the same message, but it's like completely fucking different. Function? Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know where people chill. I just sit on my computer all day. Missed you at the rap party? Nah, it's still a weird message. I would say with 100% certainty that if you would see a message like that and assume that there is a 99% or higher chance that it's a weird message, you are a pedophile. That would just be full stop. It's the easiest thing I would ever say in my entire life. You're just a pedophile, which is fine. We accept all kinds here, okay? But
what are you professionally developing her in? Certified lover boy, certified people. She's a producer. Little C, she produced for Drake.
Okay, so the Drake thing. Mm-hmm. You met him, when did you first meet him?
So I played basketball, right? So he really was a fan of supported one of my teammates at the time. And
this is when you were in high school?
Yeah, in high school. So he was a fan of women's basketball, high school basketball.
At the time, Drake would have been 29.
He's a big fan of high school women's basketball.
What makes it weird is the person going out of their way to do it on a regular basis with no reason other than their desire to. Yeah, but we don't know the content. Maybe they chat. Maybe they hung out at some fucking, at a rap call or some bullshit, or they're doing some Met Gala or whatever. I don't fucking know. Like, who knows, right? And don't they also have like some overlap in terms of like Drake was an actor on these shows? So it even makes sense there, right? What, didn't he do Degrassi or some bullshit? So.
If you say it like that, yeah, good.
At the time, and played basketball.
She produced for Drake.
Okay, so the Drake thing. You met him. When did you first meet him?
So
what party would a 14 and a 30-year-old be at? What? Hold on. Wait, I'm banning you. Who said that? Hold on. Hold on. Oh my God. I'll die on this hill. I don't give a fuck, okay? Are you actually endorsing mid-20s guys regularly texting with 13-year-olds? As a rule, probably not. But in some areas where you have a ton of overlap and like similar like shared stuff, it might happen. Yeah, it depends on the scene. Destiny, is it that hard to just not text kids as an adult? It shouldn't matter that much. If you can't find yourself texting with a child without wanting to fuck them, that's a you problem, pedophile.
So I played basketball, right? So he really was a fan of supported one of my teammates at the time. And
this is when you were in high school?
Yeah, in high school. So he was a fan of women's basketball, high school basketball.
At the time, Drake would have been 29.
He's a big fan of high school women's basketball.
If you say it like that, yeah, it doesn't sound wrong. What Abba is saying is if you're a man in your late whatevers, you can't be fans of no young woman things. You can't.
Okay.
It don't look good. No matter how, hold on, no matter how, if something happened or since something didn't happen, if someone has something to say, it's just not going to look good. And that's a fact. It's just not going to look good.
I'm not saying it don't look good. I'm just saying he likes hanging around teenage girls. That's it. That's it. Now, I remember a time where Michael Jackson couldn't breathe without people calling him pedo.
It's not the same thing. It was not just the Neverland. It was all the allegations. It was not just the Neverland. It was the allegation of smoking Jesus juice, of drinking Jesus juice.
Hold up. The Michael Jackson thing also wasn't because Michael Jackson was talking to young boys or texting young boys. It's because he was inviting them to Neverland, and the accusation that he was, I'm sorry, these weren't accusations. I think Michael Jackson said as much, that he would sleep with them. But now he would say there was no sexual contact. But like,
and sleeping in the same bed, where I believe a bit miles apart. I was just supporting. There was nothing sexual that was said and everything and stuff. I don't want to be someone that defends, but let's stick to the facts here.
Okay, so let me ask you. Let's stick to the facts, right?
Go ahead.
Your daughter's texting, 14-year-old daughter's texting a 29-year-old man dating advice.
Yep.
They talk about they miss each other. The fact is he didn't do nothing that we can prove.
That's correct.
What you doing?
What you doing?
What you doing about your 14-year-old?
You're 100% right.
Okay.
You have no business.
It's not like I'm doing conjecture about something. There's no world I know of where a 14-year-old is texting a 29-year-old saying, I miss you so much, and texting them about dating advice with boys.
I can understand that. But the same way, if it was a boy, it would
be about dating advice with, where a 14-year-old is texting a 29-year-old saying, I miss you so much, and texting them about dating advice with boys.
I can understand that. But the same way, if it was a boy, it wouldn't be the same thing. Because in the eyes of the world, it's not really the same thing.
Listen, sorry, no. If my 14-year-old son is texting a 29-year-old, they talk about each other, I'm thinking something sexual is going on. Absolutely.
I'm mad at you.
Yeah, and I think most parents would at home too. There is no time or place a 14-year-old is texting a 29-year-old woman, I miss you, and someone not thinking it's sexual, and they talking about dating all the time.
I'm mad at that.
There's not.
Bro, we have to see so many more conversations. You need to see so much more. How can we make videos about how bad false allegations and all that shit are, and then we're ready to like make so many assumptions off of a single text message? That's wild. That's wild.
That's not a gender thing.
I'm mad at that.
Now you might say we might take one more seriously, sure, but there's no doubt that we would. There's no doubt that nobody would see that.
What if Drake was inviting underage girls to his birthday parties? It would depend. If Drake had a birthday party and he invited 3 girls over and they were 18, 15, and 14, that would be really fucking weird. If Drake had a birthday party and he invited 3 underage girls and there were also like 150 other guests, probably wouldn't be weird at all. Just depends.
He's different. I think that's weird. Okay, all right. We're good. Okay, so now we got that. We got him taking a lot of interest. And here's the thing. I'm gonna say something. It's not just that this dude really follows or he's supportive of high school basketball teams. He starts following these girls. He starts contacting them. What business do you have contacting these young women outside of just being supportive at the game? It's not like he was just in the stands. No.
Are all these other women like celebrities? Because if so, I mean, they probably share a lot of space. Is he like kind of like random 14-year-old girls or?
He can't do that. But let's keep watching.
Unless you're relatives. But even then, that could be like fishy.
Oh, I wrote Drake would get the WNBA out of debt if it was full of teenagers. That's foul. Drake would get the WNBA out of debt if it was full of teenagers. But that's a fact. Yeah, you want to solve it? Put the young girls in and get Drake to be the face of the franchise. And it won't be Drake just like MJ just dunking it.
Would you invite underage girls to your birthday party? It depends. Yeah, it depends on where I'm at. What are you talking about? If I went down to my parents to have a birthday party and they wanted to invite a bunch of family members and I had like cousins or nieces or nephews or whatever, and they were like, fuck, when I was at my Christmas party last, I'm pretty sure my sister's daughter was fucking there. Is that weird? I think we even chatted a little bit. Like, is that bad? That I talked to a, what is she, 15, 16-year-old girl? Is that like, like, is my fucking niece, right? Is the sister's child, is niece? Family is different? No, it's not really that different. It just depends on the space that you share with each other. That's the thing that makes it different. Anybody that's ever met a cousin who's super hot that they've never met in their entire life until they were like 15 and they're like, oh shit. It's not, the family part isn't the important part, it's the shared space part. If you live in an area where you're sharing space with somebody constantly, you're probably gonna be talking to this person. Doesn't mean you have to fuck them, and it doesn't mean that anything is inappropriate happening. Like, yeah, actually, that's a really good point. Family is probably statistically more likely to even rape you. There's a reason for the creepy uncle stereotype. My God. Do you think a random 13-year-old you're friendly with as a 30-year-old showing up to your party is different than a 13-year-old niece? Why do you say... Hold on, actually, you're getting banned. Do we have any evidence that any of these people are random people? I thought most of these people are like celebrities. They're probably sharing space. There's not just a random... If he was meeting like a 13-year-old on Tinder and inviting her, that's really f***ing weird. Yes. That's weird. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm like a super coomer too. But you guys are just pedophiles. Like, if I saw this statement, I would assume you were a pedophile. What is this? Family has to be removed from this equation. If you're at your son's birthday party and there's a 14-year-old girl there, any conversation with them should be super short. It's pretty weird. I would assume that you are a kitty fucker. You want to explode babies' bodies with your throbbing, cum-filled dick. Like, if you're saying shit like this. That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, oh, hey, like, I can't talk to you too long. Can you please go find your parents? Like, my erection is throbbing. I can't help myself. Like, yeah, that's weird, bro. You are weird. Holy shit.
Don't be that. It'll just be Drake hiding behind the sheets.
It's not dunking like that. It's dunking like that.
And it's just some 14-year-old pigtails or some shit and a high school uniform. Why? Anyway,
imagine that on shoes. Oh shit, is that a new Air Gok?
The Air Pedos? Yeah, the Air Pedos.
I was her teammate, so he followed me because of her. And I was like, oh shit, bitch, you got Drake to follow me? Like, what the hell? Like, that's so crazy.
Oh my
so
God.
he followed me, and I lost it. I'm like, I have to meet Drake. Like, I love Drake. I've always loved Drake, still love Drake. So basically, yeah, he followed me. Maybe a year later is when I built up the confidence to like message him on like some working stuff.
So like, is this girl, is she just like a random girl or is she a celebrity? Because if she's just like a random girl, that is pretty weird.
Because I was 18 when I messaged him, and I DM'd him like, hey,
he knows what the fuck he's doing. Why is he following her on Instagram? For what reason? Just to be clear, I'm saying this because this is not just conjecture. I don't care who this is from. Irrespective of the beef, this dude is a straight up weirdo. Certified. Call it like it is.
I like the fact that certified has become the man version of period.
Yeah. He said, I never looked twice at no teenager. Only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Brown's. I never looked twice at no teenager.
Started when footage from a 2010 Drake concert began circulating the internet. Footage where a 23-year-old Drake invites a girl from the crowd on stage, dances with her, smells her hair, massages her shoulders, puts his arms around her, and then starts to kiss her neck. Drake walks away.
It's not looking good, bruv.
17? Why do you look like that? You dick. Look at all this. Well, alright. Well, listen, 17. I had fun. I don't know if I should feel guilty or not, but I had fun. I like the way your breast feels against my chest. Just want to thank you.
It is a sickness of the highest order. It is deviant, therefore we don't want it.
If you fuck these girls when they turn 18, would the text be grooming? It would depend. You'd have to see the texts. Destiny, Drake's goddaughter was on the basketball team. That's why he was there. All of these girls have came out in defense of Drake and said he did nothing wrong. Technically, them saying he did nothing wrong doesn't actually prove anything because he could have, but...
You know what I think is
papaya. This one is lost, my friend. He has done it on camera.
You know what I like about this shit is that you're the Ugandan Shazam. The minute I say, stand up for life, and boom, you turn it into this.
And you guys remember one of his associates, Little Baca, was referenced a few times in Kendrick's song saying he's a predator or whatever.
The same year, Drake would post on Instagram, celebrating the release of Baca Not Nice, a rapper, friend, and member of Drake's record label, OVO, following a stint in jail for allegedly forcing a 22-year-old woman into prostitution, a weapons charge, and human trafficking. The now-deleted post read, "Something in the air today, a lot of good things happening at once, but this one means the most. Been waiting 11 months, Baca finally home."
I just wonder if he was also banging his girl while he was in jail.
Wow.
Remember when he said that shit about Wayne?
Wayne? Yeah.
You know that happened, right?
Somebody said the basketball girl isn't a random. She's a producer that has worked with Drake.
Confirmed it. Yeah, so just to be clear, people say, oh, Kendrick just spread rumors. No, a lot of what Kendrick said.
It's more about the necessity to communicate and the amount of effort to be cordial in a conversation, not the fucking need to cut it short. Jesus Christ, it's something that I'm talking to my kids' friends about for more than a few sentences, not because I have to, because of how it happens. So let's say you got a kid who's like 13 or 14, and one of their friends is like chatting with you because you're like in the living room, and they bring up something like, oh yeah, like this blah 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 at school or whatever. Even if it's about like a dating thing, like, oh, like I think this boy's like hitting him, it's really weird. Would you say like, sorry, I can't have that conversation with you. I don't want to shove my down your 14-year-old throat, so I actually can't have this conversation. You need to get your parents immediately because I'm about to you. Is that what you say? Can you walk me through what that conversation looks like? Or is it like when they start talking to you, did the eyes glaze over and then you have like the exploding pants and the dick just comes out immediately and you're like jumping on the, like, what does that conversation look like that you can't control yourself for more than, do you warn them? Like, hey, I've got about 50 words that I can say here before you become a statutory rape victim? Or what? Like, I'm just curious what the environment looks like. I want to know. I want you to tell me.
Said it's actually verifiable and provable. He did smash Wayne's girl while he was in jail.
Well, he wasn't there.
A year later, in May of 2016, 29-year-old Drake was spotted eating dinner with 18...
Also, keep this in mind too. I know you won't listen to me or believe me, but it'll stay with your mind, okay? Remember this too, okay? The next time you guys... What am I doing today? What time is it? Have we put in our 8 hours yet? I feel like it's 1984. This is the 1984 meme. 24 hours ago. I can't believe that women would pick, say, bear over man. Men's aren't even, it's not like every man is a rapist. I can't even believe they would say, I can't even believe that you would assume just because he's a man, you think he's gonna rape. He said, I miss you? Holy shit. So is she pregnant yet? Or has he just been fucking her since she was 12? Like, without like any cognitive dissonance whatsoever. Like, holy shit.
Well, he wasn't there.
A year later, in May of 2016, 29-year-old Drake was spotted eating dinner with 18-year-old Hailey Bieber in West Hollywood. Due to their allegedly flirty interaction and Drake wearing a matching H necklace, rumors of them dating began circulating, with Entertainment Tonight even alleging that the two hooked up at Drake's Memorial Day party. However, during this time, Hailey did an interview with E! News, revealing that she'd known Drake for around 4 years at this point, meaning that a 25-year-old Drake first met Hailey when she was just 14.
Another 14-year-old? Another 14-year-old? You going on dinner dates with her when she hit 18 in public? Another 14-year-old? How many more y'all need? Let's keep watching.
Because you got more?
A now 32-year-old Drake released a song titled Nice for What, featuring the line, high school pics, you was even bad then. 3 months later, on...
People don't determine their behavior through personal impulses in most cases. It's based on perception of social norms. Would you take young kids on dates even though you had no attraction? What, is that what we're talking about here?
July 22nd.
I'm sorry, bro. That's crazy. No, that dude is a little twisted monster.
An article titled, What Would You Do If Your Teenager Became an Overnight Instagram Sensation was released by The Guardian, detailing a story about 16-year-old Charlie D'Alessio going viral on Instagram after being...
Another one! Oh my god! Just him mentioning, I don't even know if Drake's involved yet, but him just mentioning a young girl, I feel like Drake just, hold on, we're going on. I just feel it. I just feel it.
Shit.
Don't you feel that creepy Drake energy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think that we need give an apology to J. Cole, because everybody was like,
defendant. Wait, what's the? I don't even know what the.
While he was in jail.
Rumors of them dating began. E! News, revealing that she'd known Drake for around 4 years at this point, meaning that a 25-year-old Drake first met Hailey when she was just 14.
Another 14-year-old?
I don't even know what this means. He met her when she was 14? What does that mean? Like they went out on a date when she was 14, or he met her at a party? These are celebrities. You're meeting a ton of people in different areas that are famous, whether they're young or old. Like, what does it mean you met at 14? What does that even fucking mean?
Another 14-year-old? You going on dinner dates with her when she hit 18 in public? Another 14-year-old? How many more y'all need? Let's keep watching.
Good, you got more?
A now 32-year-old Drake released a song titled Nice for What, featuring the line, high school pics, you was even bad then. 3 months later, on July 22nd.
I'm sorry, bro. That's crazy. No, that dude is a little twisted monster.
An article titled, What Would You Do If Your Teenager Became an Overnight Instagram Sensation was released by The Guardian, detailing a story about 16-year-old Charlie D'Alessio going viral on Instagram after being—
Another one. Oh my God. Just him mentioning, I don't even know if Drake's involved yet, but him just mentioning a young girl, I feel like Drake just, hold on, we're going home. I just feel it. I just feel it.
Shit.
Don't you feel that creepy Drake energy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think that we need give an apology to J. Cole, because everybody was like, "Oh man, you're backing out." I think he did good backing out. I think he did good. He was not wanting to get involved in none of this shit.
Certified pedophiles.
being tagged in pictures at Coachella. The article describes the photos as Charlotte wearing bodysuits, bikini tops, and jean shorts. Her mother, Christina Ford, recounts the moment she realized how popular the photos were making her daughter, saying they were in the back of the car chatting away and checking in on social to say they were in Toronto, just like normal teenagers. And then suddenly Madison was like, oh god, it's Drake FaceTiming us. Should I answer? As Ford drove on, listening to her daughter and her friend chatting away in the back seat with one of the biggest hip-hop stars on the planet, she felt the world as she knew it shifting under the wheels of her car. I thought, okay, she's hanging out with Drake. I guess this is for real.
Who are these people?
The wheels of her car. I thought,
who is Madison and who are these people?
okay, she's hanging out with Drake. I guess this is for real.
What was you saying at the beginning?
Nothing.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
She was the most popular TikToker? Really? The #1 most popular TikToker?
That's what I thought. And Drake probably thought she was a thought too. The way he was trying to jump up in there. Yeah. Drake claiming, oh guys, go find my 11-year-old daughter. He don't have one.
Someone said no, wrong person, similar name.
An 11-year-old girlfriend. Yeah. That's why you can't find her. Y'all looking for a daughter. He probably dating that 11-year-old. Yeah. Drake a weirdo. That's official. Certified.
God damn.
Yeah, that's super weird behavior. Once is, okay, coinky dink. 3-4 times, you sticking your dinky dink in her.
It's an MO.
Yeah.
This isn't the take to die on. There is so much. Hold on, I'm banning you too. But before I ban you, I'll read your message. Make fun of you. This isn't the take to die on. There is so much more evidence you haven't seen yet for you to already be defending him for no good reason. I'm not defending Drake, you retarded knuckle-dragging dipshit fucking moron. I don't know. Drake might be a pedophile, and he might f kids. I just haven't seen any evidence of it yet. I don't give a fuck about Drake. I don't know anything about him. I don't care about him. Okay? I don't fuck with light skins like that. Okay? I don't fuck Canadians like that. Okay? I don't fuck with girl rappers. Okay? I exclusively listen to Eminem, Vanilla Ice, and Uncle Adams. All right? And sometimes when I'm feeling really edgy, Immortal Technique. All right? Ever since Drake did blackface, I don't fuck with him anymore. I don't support him or any rapper like that. Okay? He might be a pedophile. He might be a rapist. I don't give a fuck. All right? I'm just saying what I've seen so far is not convincing.
Yeah. Predator.
Planet, she felt the world as she knew.
I think that's Drake calling me. Oh shit. Yo, you saw that? No, yeah. I'm like, it's Drake. He's like, what'd you say about me?
Later that month, Drake would release a song titled Jaded, featuring the line, we could have waited. I wasn't Russian. Differences in ages. You're old enough, but you're still a baby.
Self-snitching. Just to
Why don't we...
friends, you're saying that no parents would let their daughter do what think it's weird. She said like, oh, okay, I guess it's real, and kept on driving. So just to go back on what you were saying that no parents would have let that shit happen. She did. She was driving it with chat in the back, and she said, oh, I guess this is weird.
What I said was very different. I said no parent would let their daughter talk to a 29-year-old man. What I didn't add to that caveat is if they're famous. Because famous people let their kids do weird shit.
Exactly.
Okay? Cool. That's a whole different thing.
Cool.
But to be clear, this is weird behavior irrespective of anyone. But I'm saying the kinds of people who put their kids in famous situations let their kids do a lot of weird freaky shit.
That's why when you said that, I believe my face was kind of weird. I went,
Yeah.
Because of that, the famous people.
Over the years, there's a lot of pictures of Drake wrapped around girls who are 18, 17. Do I think he's hit? Yes, I do. Now listen, you got no business talking to no goddamn teenager. Even if you did, you know better. You should know your man.
The last one is weird, right? Reaching out to a random 16-year-old girl on Instagram. I don't know. If she was the most popular Instagram, I don't know. Here, how about this? This is what I don't do, okay? This is what I don't do. I don't do this. I don't do the, isn't it weird? I don't do the, it's kind of weird, right? Or like, isn't it kind of strange? I don't do that. Show me like one credible thing. And then we're like, okay, cool. That's not good. Why not like a credible thing?
managers and everybody around tell you, but they probably not because you're just into it that much.
Can you explain why you could make all those assumptions of Daisy based on conjecture, which I agreed with, but not here with Drake? Which ones? For Daisy, I didn't even need the Instagram. I just had to go by what she was saying. Chances are I'm going to come down really harshly on anybody that says I'm pregnant and I don't want the father to be involved in my kid's life whatsoever, but also I wanted to pay a lot of money for it. Like, there's very, very few conceivable, like greater than 1% chance explanations that would make me think differently about that. But like a guy messaging a girl saying like, I miss you. Fuck me. They're coming for me.
So all the stuff Kendrick was saying, it ain't lies.
Also, does Drake even write his own lyrics? Ooh, just kidding.
Better. You should know your managers and everybody.
Why don't you go by what Drake is doing? Has Drake f***ed a minor or done any crazy shit? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he has. We've got 9 more minutes, okay?
I'll tell you, but they probably not because you're just into it that much. So all the stuff Kendrick was saying, it ain't lies. It ain't lies. And there's too many of these instances of this guy talking to... You know what I've never thought in all my years as a 30-year-old? Can I please talk to a teenager for extended periods of time?
Can I please talk?
What is your opinion about the situation? Remove Drake from the picture. What if you, a famous streamer, texted a 16-year-old Instagram model just because she went viral? Would you think that's weird? I think in my position, kind of, yeah. But what if there was like a 16-year-old... what if there was here's a question. What if there was a 16-year-old activist who was like picking up a ton of fame like worldwide and I texted this person to start chatting and like form like a friendship or maybe have them on stream or something? Would that be weird? Because now we're in like a similar circle. Yeah. Oh, people caught the meme. Yeah, true. That's what I would say. What if I started messaging? What if you guys found out that I'd started chatting with Greta Thunberg like a month or two ago? Because I texted her like, oh shit, or whatever. And then I'm like, oh, maybe I can bring this person on stream and chat with them. It's like, that's a 16. I don't know how old Greta is now, but would you ever consider dating a woman older than you? Be truthful. Yeah. Why would I not? What?
The literal, like, one of my life goals is finding ways to talk to them as little as possible. Okay. There is no time in my day that I'm like, man, I need a teenager around. You texted a teenager, I miss you so much?
Yeah. Drake! I'm gonna decide. I mean, I got a little bit of autism in me, so I don't miss nobody. You know what I mean? That cannot be me.
It's not like he's a teacher. It's not like he's risk youth outreach or whatever. There's like no reason to be talking to these people. And listen, a lot of ownership be on the parents who allow for these kinds of listen. But like I said, people...
How did those girls have Drake FaceTiming them based on an Instagram photo? You need the Apple ID/phone number to FaceTime someone. So it sounds like there's a ton of context missing, maybe.
In rich or famous areas, they operate in weird ways. Do you know what I mean? Some of them stop parenting and leave the managers in charge of everything.
The weird thing they would do for the advancement of their kids, the weird shit that they would do. Yep. Some of these parents, whether it's in dance or acting, whatever, some of y'all parents are pimps. And you're pimping the dreams that you had through your kids. Yep. Some of y'all are pimps. Let's be honest with each other. The way you guys are operating, but it's good for you. It's good. You're just thinking about the career.
Yeah. And people say, oh, Kendrick, just make it. Listen, some of the people that are in OVHO are criminals. That's a fact.
What'd you say?
OVHO.
You said it like that.
Now step this way. Step this way. Step. So I'll talk about the rap beef at a different date, but I just want to talk about this portion specifically because I think it's telling that people think this is just rap. No. Okay? Where there's smoke, there's absolutely fire with this one, and this was a whole bonfire.
I think it's
in the middle of the woods.
I think it's a rap battle. It's not a beef, but whatever.
That's a beef. When you're bringing up allegations.
I can understand that, but I think it's still a rap battle. Rap battle's been vicious, been known to be vicious, exposing motherfuckers. If you go to rap battles, they go through lengths to expose a motherfucker. The beef thing, what I know from a beef is people dying, people shooting up. And I don't think they're going to come to that way.
What about if they go to jail? What happened to Diddy? It took one court case from Cassie, and now his ass is looking at jail.
That was not a beef. That was not a
but my whole point is, the difference between rap battles and this shit is because of how mainstream this is, and Kendrick know what he's doing when you bringing this shit up. You don't think law enforcement might start looking at this shit?
Sure.
Okay, I'm just saying. Does that not go to a beef status if he go into jail potentially? I'm just asking the question. No. So
the last part of the video is just a lie by omission. The video creator, she was 19 when they FaceTimed, not 16. Oh, is that true? I don't even know.
Jail's not beef for you. No. Just murder.
Yeah.
Or attacking someone physically.
Yeah, that's beef.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If that's beef, then I'd rather have beef than whatever the fuck this is. Yeah, boy. Come find me and catch a fadeaway. Yeah, catch a fadeaway. I would much rather that than be facing 20 years because you exposed to my secrets.
Hey, don't do secrets.
I'm just saying, but hey, maybe y'all feel different.
Don't do secrets.
I get what Preacher's saying.
Don't do secrets then.
This?
If you're supposed to go to jail, you're supposed to go to jail.
This?
If it was over beef, too bad. On top of that, you self-snitch in song.
Yeah,
so I'm not saying, it's not something that I went, excuse me, Mr. Prosecutor, this is what no. It's like, go look at that song and look into it. That's what he did. Bro. That's what he did.
So your takeaway from this video so far is that your opinion Drake hasn't changed at all, that none of this is weird without additional context. I mean, it's like it can be like a little sussy, sure, but like I feel like I heard this shit about Drake like 3 years ago, and I tried to like Google around and dig, and it just felt like a bunch of random bullshit. Like I feel like if he was out here f***ing kids, I feel like we'd have something a little bit more solid than like he texted a girl and said I miss you, or FaceTimed a chick who was 19 or something. I don't know.
It's my fault that you got pictures of you holding on to ladies like, and they 17. Nobody snitching on you.
So it's a rap battle.
That's you. Okay? You should never be holding a 14-year-old like this.
I've heard more vicious shit in rap battles than this. Vicious stuff.
Yo, Drake is definitely into young ones. And anyone who's telling themselves otherwise, I want y'all to explain all them conversations you be having with 14-year-olds. Go ahead, and I'll wait. I'll wait. I want you guys to give me the reason why a 30-year-old...
No girl would try to expose him at all. Well, like, and the issue too is that, like, imagine also, if you're f***ing like a 16-year-old girl, this is like the most leaky f***ing person in the universe. You know she's telling every single f***ing friend she has at high school. You know she's telling every single f***ing person that'll ever, like, listen to her. Like, how could he be f***ing all these high school girls and it hasn't leaked a single time? There's no shot. You know that any message that he's sending to any of these girls, she's shipping around to like 15 other friends at least.
Year-old is out here going on dates and hanging out and texting about dating and boys with 14-year-olds. And I'll tell you what it is. You ready for the word? This is actually one of
the onstage video is really difficult to justify, though. Is it? It sounds like what happened was security pulled a girl on stage. He hugged her and kissed her. And then she said she was 17. He was like, whoa, I can't do that. And then she went back. Did he do anything after she said she was 17? What am I missing?
Few times you can use it. Preach, drum roll, grooming.
The word is grooming?
This is actually grooming. You think this is actually grooming?
Then he kissed her hand. Okay.
Think about what's happening. He meets them when they're 14, talks to them about dating. So he's inserting himself, okay? And then once they hit 18, they're going on dates and they hugging up and shit. I've never been with no one underage, but now I understand why this is the angle that you really mess with. Just for
is the more credible allegation that he's just potentially grooming these young women? The grooming is when you take a relationship. I hate all this. God, I'm going to become a racist. I'm going to show you guys. You are so much better than these people too. You guys are just cringe as fuck. Grooming is when you take a relationship and you take a relationship that usually has some power differential, meaning that you're in a position of authority or mentorship over a person, and then eventually you leverage that relationship in the future in a subversive way for sexual activity. So for instance, let's say that you message a 14-year-old and you guys are like friends and you're like 20 or some bullshit, and then when you're 25 and she's 19 and then you're chatting blah 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 and you're like, oh shit, we should whatever, and you guys, that's not grooming. No part of that is grooming. You chatted with a person who was a minor, they were older, and then that's not grooming at all. But on the flip side, even without minors involved, you can imagine a grooming situation. You could have a 20-year-old and a 19-year-old, where the 20-year-old is a mentor or a tutor to the 19-year-old, and that's the extent of the relationship. And over the course of like 6 to 12 months, he's tutoring that girl, and then at one point when they're studying or whatever, he starts to like touch her or is like getting sexual, and that's like not what she's looking for at all, and she doesn't have like, and there's like no thought of this even being a sexual relationship, and he tries to flip that like thing, that dynamic into something sexual. That's what grooming is. That's grooming. Messaging somebody and then fucking them later is not grooming. That's just... There's not even a thing for that. It's hard to even know if something wrong has happened there. If you happen to message a girl, like let's say for Melina's super young when I started dating her. Melina's 20 and I was 30. Let's say that I found out, I can't make it about me because it's obviously a commerce party. Let's say that you start dating a girl when she's 25 and you're 30, or when she's 20 and you're 30. And then let's say that you find out like, oh shit, 5 years ago on another Instagram account, we DM'd for like a couple days. Are you like a groomer now? Or is it like, did it just become wrong? Or like, let's say that you hook up with a girl when you're 30 and she's like 25, but then you find out that, oh my God, I was your big brother counselor when I was in high school at 18 and you were 13. Like, have you become a groomer now that you remember that you said, like, it's stupid.
They're going on dates and they hugging up and shit. I've never been with no one underage, but now I understand.
Grooming is specifically aimed at minors. No, grooming does not have to be aimed at minors. That's bullshit. And it's a misunderstanding of what grooming is. Grooming doesn't have to be aimed at minors. It usually is because minors are retarded and they're easier to control. But I think grooming is when you're flipping an ordinary non-sexual relationship and you're abusing the position of trust you've gained in that relationship in order to turn it into something sexual. Usually it involves minors. It doesn't have to though.
And why this is the angle that you really mess with. Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm too famous for the shit you just suggested. How many super famous guys have been caught with underage people and been doing it for a long time?
Nobody.
How long did R. Kelly operate even though this man was hanging outside high schools waiting to pick up high schoolers?
A couple of months, tops.
What a dumbass saying I'm too famous. Do you know how many famous dudes get away with diddling young kids all the time? Is Drake a predator?
Why are we... what is even the comparison?
Kelly operate even though this man was hanging outside high schools waiting to pick up high schoolers.
A couple of months, tops.
What a dumbass saying I'm too famous. Do you know how many famous dudes get away with diddling young kids all the time? Is Drake a predator?
I don't know, man.
I feel like that's what everyone's talking about.
Is Kendrick beating his wife?
I don't think people are talking about. Are they? I think that was briefly mentioned and everyone's back to Drake like, does he have an 11-year-old? some big questions being raised. And it's interesting to me because it feels like rap beats today are so different in that regards. It ain't even about the bars half the time now. It feels like who's got the dirt, who got the tea. Yeah, and what can be proven.
And you know what?
Think of like his previous beef. Think about Drake versus Pusha T.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember half the bars?
I don't remember.
I don't think a person can name a single bar on top of their head for most people at home.
I remember one thing. Drake! The one that tried to hide the kids from the world, but the world would hide. That's where the kid came from.
Him hiding the kid. Also the blackface. Because the cover art.
Yeah.
Cover art of these rap beats is really important to pick.
Yes, because that's what you... Think about this. Think about this. Coconut in Barbados.
Coconuts in Barbados.
But think about this. The way that you consume music now is by streaming. So if you're in your car, or even if you listen to satellite radio, what's going to come up is the cover art.
True.
And I listen to satellite radio, and they've been playing all the tracks of the Beast.
Yeah.
And what comes up? The cover art. Yeah. So what you see, the cover art is actually more important than a video clip, because even when you stream from your
you
phone,
don't see the video clip.
You don't see the video clip, but boom, what's gonna pop up?
True.
The cover art.
True.
So I understand.
I'm a bit behind the times. I still go on YouTube and click the thing where I download the MP3s. I'm stupid. So I don't know nothing about streaming. I don't have Spotify. I don't have iTunes.
You download the MP3?
I have a folder with every MP3 I've collected for the last 16 years. I have files as old as 2017. You understand? And it's kind of cool, to be honest with you.
What are you, Napster?
I'm a dinosaur, bro. So it's kind of cool because I go by date modified, and I can literally see how my playlist evolved. When house was introduced, when salsa was introduced, when I went back to some of my old R&B albums.
You can put them by dates, and then
it feels cool. It's a history.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that.
I'm not gonna lie. Streaming folks will never. The same way I won't be able to understand how they constantly discover new music because of recommended playlists through algorithms.
Yeah,
they won't be able to understand what it's like to browse a SoundCloud DJ and then have to go through his whole discography to find a single track. Like so it's a different experience. But it doesn't matter.
But you can no longer call me a dinosaur, though. You surpassed me in that sense.
Listen,
I got it.
That's super weird that you think adults can be groomed. That would mean that women don't have bodily autonomy or the ability to consent. Why do you think grooming only has to happen one way? Number one. And number two, grooming implies that you're subverting a person's ability to consent because you're misrepresenting the relationship.
I got prehistoric habits.
Yes.
You a relic.
Fair.
Okay. But I got habits.
Fair. You know what? I'll take it.
I'll take it. But you look younger than me. So we'll take it.
Do I? I think we look the same age. It's just I look younger. But if you look closely, you see the white hair. You see the, you know what I mean?
I don't see it, and I'm right beside you.
Oh.
We'll get back to you guys. If you guys want to see us cover the actual rap beef and all the tracks involved, we'd be happy to, because we've been listening in, discussing it in our group chats.
I think they want to.
Well, you guys let us know in the comments. Get those likes up, get these comments up, and we get you guys.
Billie Eilish, Millie Bobby Brown, and Bella Harris statements denying any wrongdoing on Drake's behalf has resurfaced and state there was no inappropriate behavior. Am I even looking at a real human right now? God damn. Jesus. When dumb believe the New York Post, folks really believe everything that's printed in news is true. It's 2018 dumbasses wake up. Okay, I don't. The second source clarifies to us that the woman who dined with Drake was simply someone who looks very similar to the teen. Harris, who is the daughter of music producer Jimmy Jam, also shut down the rumors and said that she was not even in the same town as the three-time Grammy winner. Coming off an amazing New York Fashion Week, I feel I need to set the record straight. She wrote on Instagram, I did not dine in D.C. recently. I was happily working and dining in New York City every day. Why are you going to make a lovely friendship your headline? You guys are weird, for real. I'm lucky to have people in this business extend their time to help me further my career and offer their wisdom and guidance. I'm very blessed to have amazing people in my life. You don't get to choose that for me. I don't care. What's this?
I'm from Canada, so obviously I wanted, Drake to win. But if I'm being real with you, bro, growing up in high school, 16, 17, 18, having a crush on the baddest girl in your school, and then seeing her post at Drake's mansion every single time, seeing Drake in the follows, you don't know how demoralizing that is to a young teenage boy in Canada. So if I'm gonna be real, I've been waiting for this guy to down.
Name the name. Drop some names. Who?
For a minute. I'm gonna still bump his music because that shit goes crazy. But this is for the younger generation. They don't have to deal with that bullshit no more.
Drake don't like me, bro.
Why?
He fucks with the pagans.
Exactly.
So Drake.
Fuck you, man. That don't mean you don't like.
Wassers are on you, bro.
That don't mean he don't like.
My
you, though.
6 wassers are on you, bro.
Exactly.
Who told you bad man don't dance, bro?
Exactly. Whoa.
Fuck the man them or something. So
that don't mean he don't like you though. Just 'cause he done a song with certain man.
No. Man been DMing him off like it leaves me like seen like a chicken.
Does he follow you?
Yeah.
And he airs you.
So these men seen that.
No.
I asked him post my album. I asked him, man, post my album, don't post my album. But you just want to be there sucking dick.
Whoa,
You know what I'm saying?
whoa.
That's even that. I even asked him for the beat. Alright, Bills? Man DM'd him, asked him for the beat. He aired, man. Man just done it anyway.
Bro.
You get me?
Well, he actually read it.
Seen. Says seen. Obviously, he might have someone that controls his thing,
Yeah.
but he's definitely got like,
Drake's hands on.
He's
Drake's
definitely
hands on.
got the thing like messaging other people. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking
you know
hell, man.
messaging bare young girls in England.
Don't worry, we're due to smash him up.
Sort yourself out, mate. Yeah, but anyway, man, your stream's gone viral now, so well done.
Yeah, we can edit now still.
Exactly.
Who's girl? Oh, girl. Okay, good.
I'm gonna need y'all to stop playing with Drake. That's one. Two, y'all did not understand what I was trying to say at all. He's known my friend since she was at USC. I've known her since high school basketball, and that might be a part I didn't fully get into detail because it just was not on my mind. I didn't think people would be twisting what I had to say like this. He didn't speak to anyone while they was in high school. Okay? I said I messaged him after high school. That was our first time ever speaking, and it was for him to get on one of my beats.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, never mind. I mean, it could still be wrong, to be clear, but...
And then years later, he did get on one of my beats because he's a real ass nigga. Like, y'all twisting this shit around and making it sound weird are the ones that are really weird.
There's like Drake is in the corner holding a gun to her head.
Not clear if Drake is in the home or was in the home last night, Natasha, or exactly where on the property the shooting took place, whether it was inside the home, on the front lawn, outside on the street, or where exactly it took place. A source has told CBC News the person that was shot was a security guard, and that police were told that that person was unconscious and had received a gunshot wound to the upper chest. And again, that person was rushed to hospital. We understand they underwent some kind of surgery. We don't have an update on that person's condition yeah, what the state is of their health right now. Those are all the details we know so far. Now, again, police obviously on scene. We're hoping they'll give us a bit of an update as soon as possible so we can learn more about what happened here early this morning.
Well, one of the questions it's raising, Megan, is, of course, Drake has already been in the headlines. I don't know how closely everyone's been following this, but if you follow hip-hop or if you're following entertainment news, Drake has been in this ongoing battle, this rap feud with Kendrick Lamar. So tell us about that a bit.
Yeah, and that's really been heating up over the last few days. It's a feud that's been going on for years, but it really has ramped up in the last couple of days with both musicians releasing multiple tracks aimed at each other, containing lyrics with pretty ugly personal...
I feel like this is a Dave Chappelle... This feels like a Chappelle Show skit. Now let's go over to the crackers on CNN and see them covering the rap beef. It seems as though some diss tracks containing quite harsh insults have been levied by the two African-American music industry creators at each other, and the beef is quite harsh, Brad. Thanks, Emily. Like, this feels like a Chappelle skit to me.
Ramped up in the last couple of days with both musicians releasing multiple tracks aimed at each other, containing lyrics with pretty ugly personal insults. One of the songs that Kendrick Lamar released when he put it out on his social media channels, the cover art for that track included an image of this house behind me, of Drake's house, an aerial shot. Now, it's pretty well known that Drake has a mansion in Toronto, in this area of Toronto, but that image of his exact house had been put out by Kendrick Lamar. And again, both artists taking shots at each other through their lyrics, very ugly feud that has had a lot of people talking in recent days. And then this shooting at the house earlier this morning. Now, there is absolutely no evidence to suggest that feud is connected to what happened here last night, but people online certainly who do follow the two rappers are certainly talking about it, and quite likely that'll be one of the questions.
I'm just waiting for the end, and it's reports are coming out now that there might have even been drug paraphernalia found on site, with some people saying that marijuana was seen strewn across the couch.
It's for police if they speak to us this morning, Natasha.
CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick.
Okay, thanks. Oh, hello.
Yes, yes. You're a local pedophile. Just have to join the call.
What's up? How you doing?
See why you thought I was a pedo for assuming or making the leap that a grown man texting a teenager is really weird and inappropriate.
I mean, like, I don't know what kind of space they've shared or what kind of relationship they've had before that text message. To go on one line in a text message, there's like a million conceivable ways that two celebrities could be interacting. It just seems like a huge jump. It's like, oh, definitely must be pedophilia.
I think if you just look at it in a vacuum, then I would agree with you. But it's not in a vacuum. If a self-admitted sex pest is texting a teenager, yeah, you're probably going to have less credibility than just...
Wait, is he a self-admitted sex pest? What does that mean?
Yeah, the dude admits like he's like completely obsessed with sex, watching porn every day, bangs, dating multiple women.
Hold on, I'm sorry, wait.
It's well documented.
Wait, back up. Hold on. What does sex pest mean to you? Sorry, let's make sure we're there.
Sex pest is basically somebody who lets sex govern their lives in a lot of ways, and then has a lot of bad habits in regards to sex. Yeah.
Okay, I don't think that that's the ordinary definition of sex pest. What you just described sounds like a nympho or like a sex addict, but sex pest carries a heavy implication of like pressure or assault or something like that.
So let me use a different term: sex addict, or someone.
Yeah, sure. Okay, that's fine.
Incredibly like sexually promiscuous.
Sure. Okay. Just checking. Okay. Yeah, because when you say self-admitted sex pest, it makes it sound like he's admitted to like assaulting or like pressuring girls before. But,
yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Well, is there like has there been any evidence that it's come out of him like doing or saying anything to like any of these girls? It's like inappropriate, or is it just that he's like texting them?
No, it's that he's texting a bunch of them. That he ends up sleeping with some of them once they turn 18, after he's had relationships with them in their teen years.
Okay, wait. What's like the strongest example of that?
That would be the Hailey Bieber one. So he knew her while she was a teenager. She was 18, and he was like 29, 30. And
wait. So we're already starting with her being an adult, and then he fucked her later on. You said he knew her when she started when she was 18.
No, he knew her when she was 14.
Oh, I misheard. Sorry. Okay. All right. So Hailey Bieber. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Control. What kind of relationship did they have when she was 14?
Friendship type of thing.
What do we know? Like what that meant, or what's the context, or what's the like? Did they just like see each other at a party a few times, or were they like talking regularly, or?
No, he would invite her to birthday parties. They had.
When you say invite her to birthday parties, are these like Drake birthday parties where like 1,000 people are showing up, or are these like small get-togethers with like 5 or 10 people?
These are Drake parties, so there'd be a lot of people.
Okay. Is it confirmed that these two have actually like even? Is that like a 100% thing, or?
I mean, pretty much. Aside from the fact that he's draped all over her, they had matching necklaces of the H, which is her last name, or like she likes wearing the initials of her partner or whatever it is. And then yeah, so sources close to them said they pretty much banged.
Okay. Okay. What am I supposed to care about here? This just seems like. I feel like it's just a big.
No. You're trying to say this is not necessarily abnormal behavior, and I think for almost everybody else who would see this kind of stuff, they would say this is absolutely creepy behavior, and this is someone who's most likely grooming people.
Well, hold on, wait. When I say not abnormal, I've never said it's not abnormal behavior. A lot of this stuff can be abnormal.
Okay,
but wait. Let me just finish. His life is abnormal, right? These are celebrities, so they're living in a totally different world, right? Yeah.
I think you're extending a huge amount of charitability to somebody who I think under other circumstances, as in with Daisy, I don't think you would have done so. And with Daisy, you were right? You looked at her lifestyle, and then you came to some decisions in regards to what kind of person she was, and you didn't hedge that much, really. You said she was a horrible human being, right? You made some strong
Wait, why did I say she
right.
was a horrible human being?
What?
Do you remember why I said she was a horrible human being? I said she was a horrible human being because when she was on that call, she said that she was pregnant with Walter's kid, and even if he changed his tune, she was never going to let him in the child's life. That's why I said she was a horrible human being. I don't have to make any assumptions or do any digging there. I made some other assumptions about her lifestyle based on everything I said, but I don't think any of the things that I made assumptions on, all of that was way more firm ground to stand on than anything related to Drake, who's apparently texted some minors.
Yeah. I think if you have a history of texting minors, following them on IG, doing all that stuff, and yeah, I think most people would not. I don't even think it's a leap for most people. That's a small hop. To sit there and be like, "Whoa, these people are making a giant claim." Like, is it really that big of a claim?
Yes,
like,
that you're minors. That you're minors? That's a really big claim. Yes.
Hold on. To be clear, the claim is grooming.
Okay. Well, there's not a single shred of evidence even of grooming minors.
No. I think having relationships with a bunch of teenagers and sleeping with them when they turn 18, I think that would be.
Wait. So I got one, which was this Haley Road Bieber person, and I don't even know what their prior quote unquote friendship was like. And then we don't even 100% know if they. So this is the one example. Are there like tons of these girls, or is it like two whose stories are as solid as this one?
It would be two. So it'd be two that is like pretty much almost confirmed, and then the rest of them is just him constantly approaching teenagers and young girls and then texting them privately. Can I ask, do you think it's normal for a grown man to be texting like 8 to 10 teenagers privately, and then some of them he ends up sleeping with?
In general, no.
Okay, so even with Georgia Smith, which is a different one.
But if he's
right?
if he's at like casting parties and shit, or if they're at celebrity parties, there's probably people of all ages here. There's probably like these people live in a totally different world.
They live in a different world, so for them to be talking to underage people and sleeping with them later is what, normalized? Do you think that's just like normal behavior in Hollywood?
Are you really asking me that?
I'm asking.
Well, hold on. What do we have? P. Diddy, R. Kelly. Wait, are you asking me if it's normal behavior in Hollywood? The normal stuff for celebrities is way off the mark from whatever the normal.
You gave me P. Diddy and R. Kelly, both people who are being indicted for crimes.
Yeah, but you're asking me like, wait. You just said, is that normal in Hollywood? Implying that like the standards of normal relationships in Hollywood are going to be the same as the standards of normal relationships in real life. No, everything is going to be completely abnormal there.
You gave me examples. I don't think it's actually normal. I do think it happens, and it may happen at a higher frequency. I don't think it's normal. I don't think most Hollywood actors, if you were to ask them or look through their phones, are texting a bunch of teenagers. That's not normal.
So if I were to go through like the Game of Thrones cast or the Harry Potter cast, and you've got like these little kids that are working with, you don't think any of them I don't know if I'm making this up or if the weed is summoning this from my brain somewhere. Haven't we seen like interviews with like 16-year-old girls with like Sansa Stark or Hermione or whatever, where they talk about like, oh, and I had this scene and we had a kiss and it was so nice, even though he's 25 and it was so blah, 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 blah. Like, hasn't this shit, like, I'm sure these people text and talk with each other, like, after they finish their final rap and everything. Like, I'm sure it happens. And I'm sure it's...
Do you think there's a difference between talking to your castmates and talking to other celebrities in the industry?
It depends.
Well, hold up. No, it is a big difference, right? There's a difference between you texting your coworkers and then you texting anybody else in the industry. That's not the same thing, no?
It like, if I'm on a set and when you're on break or if you're done, so like if you go down to Hollywood, there's a lot of studios that are right next to each other, right? They're literally down the line. It might be the case that like when you finish for the day, there's a whole bunch of other people that also work on other things that you like start mingling with and chatting with. That could be the case. There's a lot of places like that where there's like the collaborative spaces have, you know, just like warehouses or studios or whatever. When you come out, like there's a whole bunch of people from other projects there. The idea that you're like totally insulated and you only talk to your actors and you don't make any other relationships or friendships. No, my guess would be there's probably a lot of commingling in these spaces. That'd be my guess.
I'm not saying there's not commingling. I'm just saying some guy from a random other set is not just going to start texting some random 13-year-old about dating and boys and how much.
I don't think. Yeah, well, you just said I don't know if that's ever happened before, where he's texting random 13-year-old girls. It doesn't seem like.
Well, he's texting her. They don't have a working relationship.
Who?
They haven't been on the Millie Bobby Brown.
Where did they meet again?
I think he said he was a fan of hers.
It's somebody in chat. I don't know the background. Maybe it's different. Somebody in chat said that they were at like a Stranger Things party or something. Is that true?
He went to a Stranger Things party.
Okay, wait, hold on. Can you acknowledge that that him meeting her at a Stranger Things party is worlds apart from what you just said 20 seconds ago, where you're like texting a random 13-year-old girl? That those two things are worlds apart, right?
Hold up. He approached her. They began the relationship, and he's now texting her, "I miss you." Yeah,
sure, that's fine, but he's not texting a random 13-year-old girl. You brought up an actress from one of the most popular shows in the world, texting one of the most popular musicians in the world who met at a cast party. That's a completely different thing than Drake texting a random 13-year-old. That's a totally different thing.
I don't understand how that would make that normal.
I didn't say it made it normal. I'm just saying it recontextualizes it a lot. It makes it seem a lot less. If Drake was like messaging random 13-year-old girls, that would be pretty bizarre. That'd be really weird. But if it's like another really famous celeb and they're talking and he's got relationships and chatting with a bunch of other celebs, like it doesn't
He's
seem...
the most famous person. Why is he texting her about dating?
I don't know. I haven't seen the conversation. What if they were chatting and she says something like, oh yeah, there's this boy in high school or there's this other guy in the cast and blah, blah, blah. And they like chat about that for a little bit.
Let me ask you a different question.
Sure.
Do you think Drake should know better? Based off of how much well-traveled he is, how long he's been in the industry, how many people he's seen go down to allegations, do you think he should know better?
If he's not doing anything inappropriate, then I don't think it matters.
Huh? He's a well-traveled person. You said that people who are well-traveled, who have a lot of experience should know better in regards to a lot of situations, right? Daisy should have known better in regards to Fresh, considering she's traveled, she's dated a lot. Drake, who's been in this industry
These are
for so
two,
long,
wait, these are two, you can't, these two situations are completely different. Drake isn't necessarily doing anything wrong. Fresh was probably making a lot of mistakes. We don't know if Drake's doing anything. He could be doing things wrong, but nothing's been shown to demonstrate.
That's not what I'm asking. That's not what I'm asking. I don't care whether or not he is doing something wrong. I'm telling you how it would be perceived. Do you think a grown man should not know better than to be texting a teenage person? Okay.
I mean, like, is it foreseeable for Drake that if it got leaked that he was texting some girl that it would look bad? I'm sure. Yeah, I would imagine he would probably think that. Sure. Does that mean that the impetus then is like he should never ever text an under 18 person if it's another celeb or anything? Or
I think that somebody who knows about these things or should know what the implications are going to be, and then also sleeping with some of these women once they turn 18 wouldn't generally want to stay.
Allegedly twice, and I haven't asked about the second one, but
okay, yeah, yes. So allegedly, if you want to go with that, that's fine. Should know better than to just be doing this kind of stuff. So you're affording a lot of charitability, saying, "Hey, listen, maybe this is all fine. You know, he's just texting her and he wants to give her dating advice, and he texts her, 'I miss you,' and they're celebrities." So
hold on, even you're loading all of a sudden. When you say he's texting her and he wants to give her dating advice, what if she's the one that brought it up first? Should he say something like, "I'm sorry, but it's inappropriate for me to talk to you about high school boys," or what? Like, what?
Yeah. You do it all the time. When some young person comes up to you and starts saying some weird stuff, you just sit there with this 13-year-old, and then you start having conversations extended about them about dating.
Yeah, I have before. What do you mean? No, would I tell if a young person came up to me and they were asking me questions about some like boy problems or some shit? Yeah, I'd probably say, yeah, of course. What do you mean, I'm a 35-year-old man? Of course, I'm gonna have better advice for them than some random high school person. Yeah, of course.
Wait. Oh, okay, well then maybe that's just weird behavior even for me. I think that's weird.
I think it's more. Hold on, who are they supposed to ask if not adults? What do you mean? If a 15-year-old girl came up to me and she's like, "There's some weird shit going on with a boy in my high school," I'd say, "Oh no, don't talk to me, honey. Go ask another 15-year-old boy, or ask your retarded mom and dad who are going to tell you to never talk to any boys ever." No, what the fuck? Why would I not talk to a person? Wait, what?
And Destiny, if that stuff came out that you were talking to 13-year-olds about dating, and that they came up to you and you were like, "Yeah, you know this and this about sex or whatever," I would think, hold up, do you think you should be talking to them about sex?
It depends on the context. I don't give a. What do you mean? If a 15-year-old asks me and she's like, "I think I'm gonna this guy at school unprotected," yeah, I'd probably say, "Bro, you're 15. Don't destroy your life. Make sure you guys are using protection." What the fuck? Why would I not say this? Why would I say like, "No, I'm sorry, you can't talk to me. Go ask your peers"?
Yeah, I think if a teenager is DMing you about sex and they're asking you for info, you probably shouldn't be texting them back.
If they're asking me like, "What's like the best way to suck his dick?" then I'd be like, "Bruh, this is not a conversation for me. You need to go talk to somebody else." Maybe that would make sense, yeah. But if somebody's talking to me like, "Oh shit, like, do you think that like if I have sex with this guy in a hot tub, is it true that I can't get pregnant?" Yeah, I'd probably have some advice for them. Make sure you either have protection, make sure that you get Plan B or whatever, because you're going to destroy. Yeah, of course I would give advice. What do you mean?
Okay. Hey, listen, that's the kind of career suicide that people want to be involved in. I guess that's their choice. I think it's incredibly stupid and irresponsible to be talking to somebody you don't know and then giving them sex advice when they claim to you that they're...
Hold on, do you understand how much you're loading this when you say that line? Sex advice.
Well, yes, that was the example that I just gave.
No. Okay, well, firstly, there's been no evidence that he's even talked about sex. It was just high school boys. Number one. Okay, but number two, but number two, sex advice. Again, like if a 13-year-old girl came up to me and she's like, "I'm really trying to figure out like how to get my boyfriend to nut the hardest," I'm going to probably say like, this is not an appropriate conversation for me to be having with you. But if a 13-year-old comes up and she's like, "This guy really wants to like have sex with me and I don't know if I'm ready," yeah, I'd probably be willing to have a conversation with the person. Like, "Hey, tell us slow the down or talk to your parents or wear protection or whatever the yeah, of course. Why would I say like, "Sorry, I know that I've got like 20 years of life experience on you, but I'm not going to give you any advice here because I might accidentally want to you"? I don't understand why I would ever turn down a young person asking me a question in this situation.
Okay, and do you think that most parents finding out that you're talking to their kids about sex and giving them advice, do you think they would take it well?
I don't know. I don't give a They should be talking to their own kids about it.
Maybe they are. Maybe they want to. But the fact that you're talking... Okay, hold up. We'll bring it back 2 steps.
Sure.
You don't care that they're bothered by it? You don't think it's weird that most people would find it strange that you're engaged in this conversation with this 13-year-old?
I just don't think about things like that, I guess. What would most people find weird? There are things that I think are right and wrong, and I try to roughly adhere to the things that I believe are right or wrong. I don't think that I would ever consider in my mind, like, what is, how would somebody perceive this? I also don't even believe that people I don't even think people would perceive it that bad. I think it's a meme because it's a rap beef and because Drake is here and all this other shit. Like, I don't even think, I don't know. I don't think that.
You don't think what?
I don't think in real life, I don't think these situations play out like this. I think these are like meme situations that people bring up. I don't even believe this. I don't think.
I think that most parents, if they found out a grown man was texting their child and then they were saying, I miss you, I think, yeah, most of them would have an immediate negative reaction.
We have no idea what the context of the conversation was.
No. Hold up. I'm not telling you what I know the context of. I'm saying most parents, if they looked at that conversation and saw, I miss you so much, I think most of them would have a negative reaction. That's what I'm saying.
But I don't know. You can't possibly say without seeing the rest of the conversation.
So, you think there's a context that parents would be like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, there could be. Conceivably, yeah. I saw you at the last like cast party. I saw this thing like, oh, it was really cool hanging out at the party. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, I miss you. I hope we get to hang out again. It's like, oh, I miss you too. Yeah, they're probably fine.
I probably should strongly disagree. I think the vast majority of parents would not be okay with that.
Okay.
Because generally speaking, whether fair or not, most people have a negative reaction to men talking to young women inherently. And you can decide whether that's fair or not. But the idea that you're a grown man texting a young girl, I miss you, I don't really think I can think of any context where I would think that's okay.
If you thought for a minute, I think you could think of like a million different contexts where it would probably be like completely harmless. So we could think of a 10 million contexts where it'd be really weird.
No, I don't think I could. Okay, hit me with the context where you think it's normal to.
I just gave you one. If they were chatting like, oh, like we hung out at this thing, or it was so fun, like seeing you at this blah blah blah,
No,
or like.
I would think that's weird. I would.
Okay.
Yeah. But maybe it's just a
if they were chatting and she said like, oh hey, I can't wait to see you again, like I miss you. Like, what is he supposed to say at that point? Like, I can't tell you if I miss you or not because it would be pedophilic for me to indicate.
Kid messaged me, I miss you.
Because she said it first, right? Isn't that what she said in the clip? She said that she missed him first, and then he said, I miss you too?
I 100% would not reply to that. That's weird.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, what business do I have missing a teenager? That's weird.
What do you mean? What if you've collaborated on things before, or you're in the same circles, like doing stuff a lot? What do you mean? Some of the most popular actresses and actors and musicians probably hang out at places. That would be my guess.
Yeah.
Why is it weird?
Why is it weird for me to be out here saying, I really miss you to teenagers?
It's not just teenagers, it's world famous actors on some of the most popular shows and in existence. How many women, I'm curious, how many older women were texting like Justin Bieber when he was like 15, 16?
Yeah, and it was creepy. A lot of them were being incredibly creepy. Yeah.
You think all of them were? You don't think it was possible that he could have been forming relationships or friendships with like older celebs, but all of them were creepy rapists? Nobody should have been texting Bieber when he was under the age of 18?
I don't know if any of these older women were texting Justin Bieber, oh, I really miss you, I can't wait to see you. Like, I don't know. But if it was happening, yeah, I would think that's weird.
Okay.
Yeah. I think unless you guys have some kind of relationship where you guys are working on the same set or whatever, fine, you guys can be talking. But just you casually having conversations with other 13-year-olds about...
Why do you keep... Okay, I'm right, and you know I'm right. 100%. I got this. Okay, 100%. The fact that you have to keep reframing it in the most bizarre way possible means you know that I'm correct and you have no ground to stand on. That's why you keep saying texting random 13-year-olds. None of this story has ever been about texting random 13-year-olds. The fact that you keep going back to that example because you know that you're wrong. You must be.
The celebrity status doesn't change anything.
It changes everything. What are you talking about?
It doesn't.
It does.
It doesn't change it.
Because when you're a celebrity, you can't talk to normal people anymore. You're completely cut.
That is not even true. Half of these guys have entourages that they spend 90% of their time with. Do you honestly think celebrities spend all their days actually spending time with celebrities?
Yes.
That's not even true.
I think they spend the majority of their time talking to other celebrities.
No, it's not. They spend time with their entourage. That's why they got so many people they take care of, and that's when they travel in huge groups.
The fact that you're even saying entourage implies like a protected social group because you're a celebrity. You know that normal human beings don't have entourages, right?
You understand that the entourage is not celebrities.
Okay, they're normies plus, but they're not just ordinary people. They're people that are within your like very specific special social circle. An ordinary person does not have an entourage that they have to restrict their social interactions with.
But is entourage not normal people when they're your friends and family who have no foot in the business for the most part?
How many? So if we were to,
I'm just asking, is your family not normal people?
Yes, my family is normal people.
Okay, so if you spend all your time with your family as a celebrity, your entourage is normal people.
Do you think that celebrities exclusively spend time with their family?
They spend the vast majority of the time with their entourage. Yes.
Why are we equating entourage with mom, dad, and brother and sister here?
Or friends.
That's
that
not
you've
what
known for a
entourage
very
has
long
meant
time.
for almost any person ever. Like, oh, I showed up with my entourage. It's my mom and dad.
Or friends that you've known before even you were really in the business.
That's correct. But what is every rapper, every celebrity, every actor, what do they talk about when they talk about friends from the beginning? Is how weird all the relationships become when they become famous. It's how weird and money grabby people get. I've had people that are supposedly my cousins reach out to me and want to be on my stream or like ask me for a PS5. I've had that happen. I can't imagine for people like Drake or Eminem.
There's definitely people who fade out of the picture. Yes, I agree.
No, you say definitely people. This is like a huge pattern of behavior. That's why it's such a flex to do the, like, I'm here with who I started with, because that's not normal. That's the abnormal situation that you manage to hold onto those friends from the beginning of your life. Normally, all of that shit changes when you're a celebrity.
I think I'm just inclined to disagree on this, but okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I disagree on the fact that the social circle just completely changes. The day-to-day, who they actually spend their time with is not the people that they've known for a long time. But
so you think, so if you were to go into the life of like a B-list or A-list celebrity, you think that when they go out, you think like Leonardo DiCaprio or Drake or any or somebody like a lower level, you think that they just like meet normal people like at a bar and then they kind of like meet them the next day for lunch or dinner, and that's kind of like their social circle, just like whoever they kind of run into or like chat with on Discord, and like that's their social circle?
No, I think generally people are not very fond of making new friends that they really assimilate deeply into their lives, and they like to have those long-standing bonds. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why people always say, oh, people in the industry are so fake or whatever. The same way you were saying people switch up on you before you become famous. A lot of people are very weird within the industry and they don't like making friends in that world.
They complain about people in the industry world, but the reason why is because they're so desperately trying to make friends with them. Because those are the only people that can connect with your life and understand you. They're the only people that you can even associate with, that are ready for all of the public pressure, that are ready for all of the scrutiny, that are ready for the TMZ paparazzis, that have any inkling of like what your life is like. Like you can't communicate with a normal person when you're like Drake or Kanye West or any of these people. Like they're just completely blown out of the picture. And even if you do find these people, they obsess over you, they fawn over you, they don't treat you like a human being. They're like, you don't know what's going to get leaked. You know that if you're talking to a celeb, they're probably not going to leak your shit because there's another celeb. You guys have equal shit at risk. But for a normie, you have no idea where everything's going to go past that point, I think. But, you know, maybe.
Or maybe both of these experiences are real. Maybe there's a good amount of people who live life the way that you describe it, and a good amount that live it the way I've described it. I know.
Do you think, like, if we were to look at the average celebrity, do you think they're generally dating a normie or another celebrity?
As far as who they're dating, they're probably dating people within the industry or adjacent, yeah. People like who model or whatever.
Okay, so if your dating partners are usually other celebrities, like wouldn't it make sense that your friends are probably usually other celebrities as well?
No, not necessarily. Because, I mean, you're talking about high-functioning people who are incredibly busy and don't have the availability. Generally, it's going to be very hard to spend time with those people to begin with. So you're going to want to be around people who can be available. It also depends what kind of celebrities you're actually talking about. Like, for example, athletes or celebrities like having a lot of the friends that they used to have when they were growing up. People, depending on the culture, do like having a lot of the same friends. I mean, that's a common trope that we have with a lot of television shows in regards to athletes and stuff like that. Is they grow up around certain people and they stay around those people those whole lives. Same thing for a lot of rappers. They do that too. It ends up causing problems for them to some degree for some of them. But yeah, it's very normal for people to stick around folks that they've known forever.
All right, well, you know what? I'm gonna start DMing 13-year-old girls on Instagram, and I'm gonna have innocuous conversations with all of them. We're gonna see if I get canceled, okay? And then I'll be in your next video, okay?
I mean, I could definitely see that. Go. I'm curious. Can you see that happening too?
What?
Not even the canceling, but just somebody leaking those DMs and then it looks horrible for you?
Maybe. I've had underage people try to DM me on Instagram before. Somebody will DM me and I'll click their profile and be like, bro, you look like you're in fucking high school. They'll be like, oh yeah, that's cool. But blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, you understand, like, we're not having any conversation related to any of this shit. And then usually they send me like 2 or 3 things and then we're just like done talking and that's it. That's like, I think I've had like 5 people DM me shit like that. I don't know if it's trolls trying to get me to fuck a minor or if it's just minors that are watch my shit or whatever. But it's really easy for me to see a minor and say like, hey, you're really young. Immediately, we're never talking about this or that or I'm blocking you. And then they might ask me like 2 or 3 questions. I think I had one person ask me like, oh, like, if I really want to do this in college, you think I should like debate people more in high school? I'm like, if you want to, whatever, blah. And then it's like, that's it. I don't think if any of those conversations got leaked, I don't think anything would. No, yeah. It's the same thing like the rape shit where people are always accused of getting like scared of getting rape accusations or whatever. I don't think it's just not something because I don't think
No, I think if you're not being weird, I think it's generally fine. But I do
Sure, I feel similarly about the minor stuff, but I don't know, who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, for the minor stuff I think it's different, but because I think at the end of the day, if you're texting a woman, people are like not going to say, oh, well, what reason does you have to text a woman? If it's consensual, people are not going to have an issue with it. But I think inherently because you're texting a minor and you guys are having conversations, especially if it has anything adjacent to dating or stuff like that, people are going to look at it very funny because they're like, well, first off, there's clearly an imbalance here. And this is not, and there's 2 things that are separate here. There's the aspect of it of whether it's right or wrong. And I think what you said earlier makes sense in regards to like, oh, I have valuable insight. you should be sharing that if you can. And that makes sense, but we don't live in a world where that is normal or is accepted. And at the end of the day, even if it is true that you have the right answers, it doesn't mean that you should be talking to other people's children in regards to what that is. Because a lot of people don't have the level of trust in strangers to be talking to their kids. And especially about sensitive stuff in a place that no one else can really see other than those children and that person. There's a lot of reasons to be apprehensive. So that's a portion of it. Now, for Drake, I think the reason why he's not afforded any charitability is that with a lot of the people that he had talked to later, he ended up having relationships. Well, Georgia Smith ended up sleeping with her.
Well, you keep saying a lot of people, but to my understanding, it's 2, right? Maybe.
It's 2 that he has done it, which is already weird enough. I think it's incredibly strange.
Well, 2 allegedly, because I don't even know if those are confirmed. The confirmation is that they wore a similar piece of jewelry.
100%. Georgia Smith, he definitely slept with her, but he knew her before she'd even turned of legal age. Okay. So if you have this set up where you are constantly writing lyrics about, we should. What was the lyric, man? The lyrics were kind of crazy. Let me see this. Georgia. It was something about we should have waited even though you were of age, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to get into it right now, but all this to say, if there are instances of you being around young women and then they do become of age and you do end up sleeping, let's say just 1 or 2 of them. And then there's also a lot of other teenagers that you're talking to about dating and stuff like that. I don't think it's a leap to people to say, oh, this dude is often around young women, enjoys being around them, seeks it out. And
when we say there are just things. There are things that you say, and the way that they could play out in real life is so dramatically different. Okay, like when you say talk to somebody about dating, right? That there are ways that these conversations can play out that are so unbelievably innocuous or so unbelievably grooming. Like if somebody says, so let's say that let's say a 16-year-old girl, okay, is DMing me, all right? And she's like, oh yeah, like there's this guy in high school and, he really wants to go to this dance and drink and I think he wants to sleep with me, but we've never done this before, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't know, like, do you think this would be a mistake when I'm 16? And I say something like, hey, listen, don't let people press you into sex before you're ready. And if you do it, like make sure you wear protection and tell your parents where you're going. And do you ever talk to them about this or blah, blah, blah? Like this would be like an okay conversation, right? But if somebody was like, if somebody's like, yeah, so they give the same prompt, I'm 16, this guy wants to go out and, he wants to drink and blah, blah, blah. And your response is like, oh, well, he probably couldn't show you as good of a time as I can, LOL. Like, as long as he does well, because like, I bet I've got way better rhythm than him. I could show you way blah, blah, blah. Like you could characterize both of those conversations as talking about dating or whatever, but these 2 conversations are worlds apart. Do you understand what I mean when I say that?
Sure.
Okay, so that's my only issue, okay? It could be the case that when Drake talks to these girls, okay? Because I don't know what his DMs look like. It could be that they're really fucking creepy. That is entirely possible. But it could also be like super innocuous. I don't know. I haven't seen the texts. And it's crazy that like I feel like people are making huge leaps without just seeing any more underlying information. That's the only
thing. I think the leap that comes into the place, or I think the portion that maybe you're not adding to the equation is just the fact that he sleeps with a lot of women who have just turned 18 or 19. That's it.
Yeah, I think that's a little sussy baka. I would agree with that. Yeah. But again, you said a lot, and I think it's like 2 or 3, right?
But I think when there's like a lot of those, okay, no, it's not.
You
just
keep
2.
saying
There's other women.
Okay, there are other. Okay, there are.
There are others, but those aren't ones unless he knew them before they were 18. There's no proof of that, so that's why I'm not including
sure.
this, okay?
That's fine. But then the question is like how many women does he sleep with? Because like let's say like if Drake fucks 5 18-year-olds. Is that weird? Well, if Drake has fucked 200 women and 5 of them are 18, that's probably not that weird. If Drake has fucked like 15 women and 5 of them are 18, that's a lot more weird, right?
You're going by percentages? Is that how you determine the weirdness?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's totally valid. Yeah, 100%.
I don't even know if that matters that much, to be honest.
You don't think it shows like a proclivity or an indication?
I think some people just like a little bit of everything and they're going to do it often.
Yeah, but there's a difference between like, well, hold on. There's a big difference between like, I like a little bit of everything and I fuck 18, 19, 30, 40, 50-year-olds versus I think I might want to fuck a kid. Those are like 2 vastly different things, right?
Yeah, I'm not saying he wants to fuck kids. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying he will take whatever. That's what I'm saying. And I don't think that's any better.
Why? If he just wants to fuck a person that wants to fuck him, why would it matter?
Why would it matter? Wait, sorry, repeat that. Which part?
When you say he takes whatever, so that doesn't make it any better. If a 19, 18-year-old chick wants to fuck him, what is the... how is that not better? It doesn't make
Not
any...
in a vacuum is not the problem. The problem is that he's had a relationship before they were 18. That's the problem.
Okay, that can be an issue.
Or quote-unquote friendships. So that's the issue.
Okay.
And I know you said grooming is really like a position of authority or things like that. What I read up on grooming didn't necessarily say that. It could be just somebody befriending somebody and then kind of building a sense of relationship of trust. And then it did add some elements of isolationism, so maybe it doesn't necessarily fall in perfectly. But yeah, I think it's incredibly weird for a dude to befriend somebody when they're in their teenage years, have a close relationship with them, and then when they're of age, sleep with them. I think even if that's not anything legal or whatever, I think that's incredibly disgusting, yeah. Would you agree or disagree?
I'm going to give the cock answer. I'm going to say it depends on I would have to see the conversations.
Okay.
Because if they're talking a ton and it's like pretty intimate and then like, hey, for your 18th birthday, like, you should come over and hang out, and then they do that and he starts putting the moves on her, fucks her, that would definitely be weird. But if it's like touch and go and they're kind of like having random convos and blah, 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 and then after she turns 18, like then their conversations start to like mutually get a little bit more sexual, I don't give a fuck. Who cares? They're adults now.
Okay.
But there are ways that conversations could have happened prior to her turning 18 that would make the after 18 stuff way more weird. I agree.
I think there's no way of getting in someone's head to know what was their intention when they were talking to a teenager consistently. And I don't know about you or me. Well, listen, I can't speak about you. Me personally, there's just like never a time where I want to consistently be having conversations with teenagers.
I mean, I think I agree.
Like, there's nothing to really like have long.
I agree with you. I agree with you, but that's because it's
or
like
a mentor situation. Or a mentor situation, I could understand. But just like a random one that you're consistently talking to, like to me, it's okay, fine. But then you end up sleeping with them. Then I have to be like, why were you even talking to them in the first place? And there's no way your attraction just built up to the point where you're like, oh, you're 18, now I can fuck you. Like, you must have been looking at them before and thought they were somewhat attractive. There's no way it just happened when they were 18. So I think it kind of colors the way I would see all your interactions with that person, because you didn't just build up the sexual desire to be able to fuck them once they became of age.
Sure. I would agree with you that I think for where I'm at in my life now, there's almost no reason for me to be talking to teenagers. Like, it just doesn't ever naturally come up. But if I was going to like cast parties and there were like a bunch of like the set of Stranger Things or some shit, then it's not inconceivable that I could be building relationships with people that are way younger. But I don't. That's just not at all in my scene whatsoever.
Can I ask you if a 14-year-old streamer was really starting to talk to you often? Like we know some young streamers. Mm-hmm. Can you even talk to those people offline for more than 5 minutes? Aren't they like for the most part?
If they're just asking advice, yeah, I'll always advice dump on these people because I usually get horrible advice from people, and I've seen like every fucking horrible mistake a young person can make, especially fucking girls. So yeah, I would have no problem like unloading advice on these people. Yeah,
I could see you saying, okay, I'm gonna give you a bit of mentorship or whatever. That's fine. But just having casual conversations or talking to them about like dating, like do you see yourself talking to young streamers who are 13? Like, do you
probably not? I think that just because of the area and everything, probably not. I can't. This seems hard to imagine. It's not inconceivable, but yeah, it doesn't seem like anything that would come up. No.
And listen, like I said, if it was 1 or 2 times, like I could understand it. But just having a lot of these relations with young people, or even like, to me, it's just strange even following them on Instagram and just not saying anything, or like FaceTiming, like the girl who went viral, and then he was like FaceTiming her when she landed in Toronto. It was like.
Sure, but although when he was FaceTiming that girl, I think she was already 19, right?
The article says 16. So
the article said that, I think, so that was a weird one because they started talking when she was 16, but the FaceTime was when she was 19. Like, there can be, like...
But even that, it's like, so you start talking to her because she went viral at Coachella. Like, what business do you have talking to this 16-year-old?
I mean, like, there's so much overlap. He was literally a child actor, and now he's like a world famous musician. I don't know, like, I don't know what their conversations look like.
Do you think he's Mother Teresa? And like, this girl goes viral. He's like, oh, I got some advice for you. Hey, what's up, girl? And she goes viral because she's really hot. Okay, that's when she goes viral.
I don't know. I don't know what his conversation looked like. So I truly have no fucking idea.
So okay, so maybe he's just the most benevolent person.
He might not be the most benevolent. It could be strategic as well. Like, yeah, I'm like super world famous, and I am gonna DM like an incredibly fucking popular Instagrammer because I can, because I'm fucking Drake, and maybe there's some future. I don't know, because for some of these people that he spoke to, didn't it come out that he like ends up collaborating with some of these people? There was that one girl, the basketball girl or whatever, that he like was a
girl. So what happened with that one is funny. So she was on a basketball team in high school. He went to the basketball team because he supported one of the other girls. He started following her on Instagram. They never spoke. She was not a producer, nothing. He was just following her on Instagram.
Yeah, but my understanding is, and my understanding is he followed her on Instagram, but it was after. It was when she was like, it was after the basketball thing, after she was 18 or whatever.
No. She messaged him much later. He was following her right after the basketball game.
Okay, I would have to go check the timeline because it sounded like when she was talking, it sounded like she was saying that he didn't follow her because like that would be something in my mind. I would have almost no way to rationalize why you'd be following like friends of 14-year-olds who aren't like celebs or doing something relevant. That would be weird. I would agree that there's almost no reason for that to be happening.
And someone said, well, he's just following her. I'm like, when you're a famous person with a blue check mark and you follow a nobody, you know what the fuck you're doing. I'm sorry, I don't believe that at all for a second, but that's just my take. That's something that I couldn't prove. I just think it's weird. You just following a random nobody that you saw at a high school basketball game with your level of fame. You know she's enamored. You know she knows your Drake. Like, you know exactly what you're doing. Even me, or you, Destiny, if you know someone's like, you know, following a bunch of politics stuff, and you start following their page, you know what it is that you're doing, generally speaking, if they're nobody. Am I crazy?
I'm gonna cut out and say like there's a lot of context that it would depend on, but I mean like generally I think there's a thing that happens but like for instance like if I were to follow 1,000 people on Twitter and then I follow 1,001, that's gonna feel a lot different than if I follow like 10 people on Twitter and I follow the 11th, right?
True. I agree, but when you're that famous, you got millions of followers, and then you hit that every time you do it, you know what kind of response you get. But I understand what you're saying. Like you follow a lot of people, maybe you just have a lot of different interests. But a 16-year-old basketball kid,
that's pretty weird. That's really weird. I agree. Yeah.
I agree that there's no smoking gun. I just think there's a lot of circumstantial stuff. But I don't know.
Did Kendrick actually beat his girlfriend?
I didn't see any evidence of that. I looked it up online.
I don't even know if that was the claim. I see stuff on Twitter, and I haven't listened to it.
I don't think the rap beef, unless you're like a huge fan, is going to be that interesting to you. I think it's really... rap is just, at least these beefs are just turned into like, yo, who's got the biggest skeleton in the closet, and that's what this is essentially turned into.
I wonder if it's like the streamer world. Have you ever had this happen? I wonder if this happens with rappers. Do you ever have this happen where you start fighting with some dude on YouTube and a whole bunch of like other like C-list, D-list people start DMing you and they're like, hey, I don't know if you knew this, but did you know that this guy did that? Or did you know that they did this to me? Blah, blah, blah. Have you ever had people do that to you before?
Someone going online and saying that about me?
No. That like, so like anytime I get into a fight with people, like whether it's Fuentes or like some conservative or whatever, I always get like random people that'll start DMing like, hey, make sure that you bring this up. And they'll just like linking me either some personal shit or they'll link me other shit. Like, oh, did you, I wonder for rappers, like when Drake and Kendrick or whatever start fighting, if there's a bunch of other like people in the industry, rappers like, oh shit, have you talked about this or whatever?
I doubt Kendrick is out here doing Google searches. He probably got people that speak for Drake. Yeah. They're it's normal. Like you want to do your research on the opponent so you can figure out what their weaknesses are, what you can bring up in a battle to like make them look stupid. And that's essentially what they did. So I think they were just looking for salacious stuff online about each other. How much of it is true? How much of it is not? Some of it's verifiable. A lot of it's not. But it's essentially just character assassination to the nth degree in a poem. That's essentially what this is.
Sure.
Yeah, but they don't really care about the bars or how good the rap skills really are. Like to some degree, I think there's some people who care, but a lot of them just be like, oh, Drake got another kid, and then other people are like, oh, Drake's a pedo, and the other guys are like, well, Kendrick beats his girl, and that's like 90% of the conversation. It's not actually about most of the bars.
Nice.
You're gonna start
following the rap beef? No. No.
But actually, I wanted to ask you about this.
Yeah.
I was watching these polls in regards to the whole Israel-Palestine stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of it related to the fact that most Americans actually don't really care that deeply about the issue, even though it's like very much in the news and you're seeing all the protests and stuff. Outside of like young Americans, it's not actually like one of the even for young Americans.
Yeah,
it's not actually like really strong determining factor for who they're going to vote for, how they're going to decide the election. Do you think that's also been true in your experience?
Probably, yeah. I just think Americans don't really care much about foreign policy. That's just always historically been the thing. Like we care a lot about it for a little bit, but we don't until it actually affects us. So like, for instance, if people start getting drafted or if there's like a war where we're sending a lot of Americans over, people start to care a lot. But otherwise, I don't think.
I think that was the thing because I saw some people, relating to the protests and then drawing parallels. I think it was the Vietnam War. And they were saying, well, that was a huge determining factor for the presidency that year. But I'm like, I feel like that's different, no?
Well, yeah, because Vietnam...
Your friends and family are being drafted.
Exactly, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're
and Iraq War was a big deal because American soldiers are dying, yeah, for sure. But like Russia, Ukraine, there's no American soldiers dying. Israel, Palestine, there's no Americans dying. So I think young people will care because domestic issues don't affect them much because they still live under the umbrella of mommy, daddy. So who the fuck cares what the welfare policies or the minimum wage or whatever? So when you're at college, like, what do you care about? Like, you're going to look for the most moralistic issues. Things like foreign policy might be a big thing that you protest on. But for other Americans at home, they're going to be worried about like domestic social issues or maybe even economic policy, I think.
Yeah. Do you think that going into the election year, this is going to benefit one party or the other? The fact that there's so much media focus on Israel-Palestine.
The only thing I could see it doing at all, I don't think it would ever help Trump, but I think it could hurt Biden a little bit. Maybe it just makes some people a little bit less enthusiastic to vote for Biden. But you're never voting for Trump because you think that like Palestine needs to be protected. So
right, but not voting for Biden also helps Trump in that regard.
Yeah, but I mean, like Trump wouldn't get more votes, but like Biden might get less votes.
Hassan say that he was like, I'm going to actively start campaigning to make sure people don't vote for Biden. I don't know if he's actually going to do that.
Yeah, but Hassan wouldn't vote for Biden anyway. He's a tanky, so.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's it for me. Your local pedophile is going to head out.
All right, I love you. Be careful, okay?
All right, peace, boss.
Have fun.